Good morning, dear student. In yesterday's video, we discussed decomposition reaction. In a decomposition reaction, a compound is broken down into two or more simple substances. Usually, in order to decompose a compound and to break the chemical bond within the molecule, energy is required. This energy is supplied in the form of heat or light or electricity. Hence, we can classify decomposition reactions into three groups. Thermal decomposition reaction, in which a compound is broken down into two or more simple substances on heating. For example, limestone or calcium carbonate on strong heating decomposes into quicklime, calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Since decomposition is taking place due to heat, this is an example of thermal decomposition reaction. Similarly, baking soda on strong heating decomposes into sodium carbonate, water, and carbon dioxide gas is liberated. So this is also an example of thermal decomposition reaction. Now let's see what happens when some compounds are exposed to light, exposed to sunlight. In a watch glass, some silver chloride is taken, and this watch glass is kept outside in the presence of sunlight. Silver chloride is white solid which turns grayish after some time when it is exposed to sunlight. So actually what happens when silver chloride is exposed to sunlight, it decomposes into metallic silver and chlorine gas. Chlorine gas escapes into the atmosphere, leaving behind a grayish metal in the watch glass, which is silver. Actually, silver halide, silver chloride, silver bromide and silver iodide are light sensitive. When they are exposed to sunlight, they are decomposed. And decomposition of silver halides is used in the black and white photography. The photofilm that is used in black and white photography contain celluloid coated with gelatin and silver halide. When it is exposed to sunlight, that is, when the picture is taken, the reflected light from the object which is to be photographed enters into the camera and strikes the photofilm. The silver halide in the photofilm is exposed, that is, it is decomposed, and the photofilm is said to be exposed. Now, in a dark room, this photofilm is developed and it is converted into a negative. So photodecomposition reaction of the silver halide is used in black and white photography. Silver nitrate is stored in dark colored bottles. This is because it is light sensitive and decomposes by sunlight. So in order to protect it from the sunlight, silver nitrate is stored in dark colored bottles. Now the third type of decomposition reaction is electrolysis. When a compound is broken down into two or more simple substances, when electric current is passed through it, the reaction is called electrolysis. We shall demonstrate an activity to show the electrolysis of water. We will take a plastic mug and drill two holes at its bottom. With the help of rubber stoppers, fixed two carbon rods taken from rundown dry sand. These two electrodes are connected to a battery. The rod which is connected to positive terminal of the battery is called anode, and the rod which is connected to the negative terminal of the battery is called a cathode. Now this plastic mug is filled with water so that the carbon rods are completely submerged. Now take two test tubes, fill them with water, and closing their mouth with the help of thumb, invert them over these two electrodes. Now switch on the battery and leave the apparatus for some time. You will observe that at each electrode, bubbles of gases are coming and they rise through the water and displace water in the test tube and collect at the top of the two test tubes. The gas which is collected at the anode is detected to be oxygen, and the gas which is collected at the cathode is detected as hydrogen gas. You will observe that the volume of the oxygen collected at the anode is just half the volume of the hydrogen collected at the cathode. That is, the hydrogen and oxygen are collected in the ratio 2:1 by volume. This activity suggests that water is a compound of hydrogen and oxygen, and water contains hydrogen and oxygen in the ratio 2:1 by volume. By volume, not by mass. So let us represent the reaction with the help of an equation. Water, when subjected to electric current, it decomposes into hydrogen and oxygen. And you can see that the hydrogen and oxygen are obtained in the ratio 2:1 by volume. So decomposition reactions are of three types. Number one, photodecomposition reaction, in which a compound is broken down on exposure to the light. Thermal decomposition, in which a compound is broken down when it is exposed to heat or when it is heated. And number three, electrolysis, in which a compound is broken down when electric current is passed through it. That's all today. Thank you.